What does the First Lady, lower tuition, and never needing a GPS have in common? Hello, I'm Kiersten McDonald.
And I'm Cali Montana. Believe it or not, the answer is LaSalle. We'll give you all the details coming up on LTV News, where the action never stops.
Hello and welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney Avenue, Philadelphia, and the world.
There's a lot to catch up on in the next half hour, from the upcoming election to LaSalle's Renaissance. So let's hear the buzz around campus.
First Lady Michelle Obama arrived on campus earlier this morning. A crowd of 3,652 greeted her in the Tom Gola Arena, many of which were LaSalle explorers. The First Lady urged Pennsylvanians to register and vote.
Per precinct. Take that in. 17 votes. That's how presidential elections are won and lost. On 5 votes, 17 votes per precinct.
She campaigned for Hillary Clinton, making the case that Clinton is the only candidate prepared for the White House.
The presidency doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are.
Preceding her arrival, many political figures took the stage. The event began with LaSalle student Hannah Codier leading the Pledge of Allegiance. Following Hannah, recording artist Jasmine Sullivan sang the national anthem. Philadelphia City Councilwoman Cindy Bass and Pennsylvania Representative Art Haywood then welcomed everyone to the event. LaSalle University class of 1975 graduate and State Representative Dwight Evans took the stage to campaign for Clinton. Candidate for PA Attorney General Josh Shapiro echoed what Michelle Obama said at the Democratic National Convention.
So when Donald Trump goes low talking about a beautiful, accomplished Latina Miss Universe, what are we going to do? We're going to stand up and talk about pay equity for women in this country. Am I right?
Candidate for U.S. Senate Katie McGinty attacked Trump's antics and urged all to dump Trump.
Did you see that debate? Did Hillary rock it Monday night?
Finally, LaSalle Jr. and Haitian immigrant Ludmé Guad introduced Michelle Obama.
Oh my God.
What an event.
What a day. I mean, for LaSalle, honestly, being there, I had chills. She's such an amazing speaker.
Yes.
I mean, everything she said, just beautifully said.
It was truly powerful and an inspiration. It was really amazing to get to see the FLOTUS right here in the flesh at LaSalle University.
Yep, and now we could hear some of, you know, the exciting things she had to say.
Exactly.
In a time of great transition for me, for Barack, for Malia, Sasha, even Bo and Sonny. I mean, what are they gonna do when we leave? My husband's gotta find a new job. I have to find a new job. We've gotta move to a new home. We're gonna need to pack. We gotta pack up the old house, get it cleaned up so we can get our security deposit back.
The jokes were pretty funny about her leaving. It's going to be sad, but, you know, change is coming, and change is good. She said that.
And it's also good that she has a sense of humor, and, you know, she's relatable and good to talk to.
It was fun that she got to talk about that, as well as Clinton's campaign.
Right.
And our time in the White House. It's all right. It's all right. 2 terms. It's a reason. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Okay.
So she also talked about tuition and the idea of young people being so important in this campaign for presidency and in this idea of voting.
Young people are a huge, you know, point. I mean, we are, you know, it's going to affect us. And, you know, she's doing the right thing by trying to help us, you know, to lower tuition, because it's just unrealistic to pay back, I mean, that much in student debt. So, you know, she's doing a good thing to get the younger generation on board with her.
It's great to campaign at a university because the young vote is so important and crucial in all elections.
Yep.
I just want you to remember what's at stake, particularly for our young people. Because the choice you make on November 8th will determine whether you can afford your college tuition. It will determine whether you can keep your health care when you graduate. On November 8th, you all will decide whether we have a president who believes in science and will combat climate change or not.
So Clinton, I think she's an inspiration. I mean, you know, she keeps on getting up there and is trying to accomplish, to become president. And I think that's, you know, shows motivation, especially to the younger people, that, you know, follow your dreams. And, you know, no matter how much hard work it takes, you will get there. And
yeah,
you
Michelle
can get
did
there.
a great job of highlighting the fact that Senator Clinton, Hillary Clinton, did a great job highlighting the fact that she worked very hard to get to where she is today.
And that's a huge lesson because, you know, things just aren't handed to you. You need to work hard for it. So that's a great lesson to learn.
The brutal hours, the overwhelming stresses. Okay. And here's the thing. She still wants to do this job because she believes that she has an obligation to use her talents. What do we teach you all? To use your talents to help as many people as possible. That's why Hillary Clinton is running.
One of the last things that Michelle talked about was Hillary's qualifications and how that really kind of sets her up to be qualified for this job.
And you know, no one is perfect. We all have to realize no one is perfect. We're not going to have a perfect president. But you know, there are qualifications. Two people have different qualifications, which might be higher than one.
Right.
So we have to, you know, look at that. And she was, you know, showing Hillary's qualifications while also saying she's not perfect.
Yeah, let's check out what Michelle had to say about that.
Experience matters. Preparation matters. Temperament matters. And Hillary Clinton has it all. She's the real deal. I have come to know her very well over the years. And I know that she is more than ready, more than able to be an outstanding president for all of us. So, we cannot afford to squander this opportunity, particularly given the alternative. Because we know that being president isn't anything like reality TV. It is not an apprenticeship.
As many students worry about paying back student loans, LaSalle wants to try and take that burden off their shoulders. Last year, President Colleen Hanage announced that LaSalle's tuition would freeze for the 2016-2017 academic year. After that big step, LaSalle held a town hall meeting and made a bold announcement that there will be a decrease in tuition for undergraduates. Only LaSalle and a few other universities have taken the big step to make school more affordable for their students and their families. The tuition reset will take effect in the 2017-2018 school year. Tuition has been reduced by 29%, which is the price students paid 8 years ago, back in 2008.
I think it's an awesome and really bold and thoughtful initiative. I'm really excited about it.
It looks really good for the school. If they're at the forefront of something like this, it could be something really positive, get them some national exposure.
Great for the school and great for students and their financial outcomes after school's over.
Tuition, I mean,
This
was
is really exciting.
a huge announcement. And I mean, our school, I mean, we're making so many big moves, and that's very encouraging to students, you know, who might have not been able to afford
It's a
college
great
to come
move
up.
because, you know, when you Google LaSalle University, it says that the tuition is $40,000 plus.
Right.
But what they don't know is this whole idea of, you know, so many people are getting financial aid and it's this huge discrepancy. So they talked about how this is clarity. This really shows what LaSalle students truly are paying, and it's a great move, I think.
And I think it really, you know, helps the students and their families.
Yeah, so LaSalle took a huge step this past weekend and launched their new brand. It has students, faculty, and even alumni talking all about it. Here's a look at what went down at the launch party.
Hashtag got to go to Gola.
On Tuesday, September 20th, LaSalle held their brand launch party. They had music, free food, giveaways, and amazing prizes like free housing for the spring semester. Students, faculty, and alumni packed into the Tom Goal Arena and filled every single seat. Everyone was eager to witness history as LaSalle prepared to unveil their new brand slogan and debut the new manifesto video. There were many speakers there like President Colleen Hanage, Communication alumni Matt DeLucia, the Communication and Marketing Department, and many others that led the launch and had many encouraging words about LaSalle's history and the new impactful look that was heading everyone's way. People were on the edge of their seats waiting to hear and see all the new brand information. The saying "Never Stop Exploring" was coming to an end, and it was time to welcome in the new and improved slogan, "Explorers are never lost." The Gola exploded with claps and cheers, and there was nothing but smiling faces and excitement with the new changes. After the big news launch, I was able to get students' reactions and opinions about the event. Check it out.
I really think that the new slogan is like a good opportunity for LaSalle to express what we're trying to do here in a different way.
I love it. Something new, something unique. Whoever came up with it, great idea.
LaSallians will never stop exploring, but most importantly, explorers are never lost. For LTV News, I'm reporter Cali Montana.
So I got the chance to attend the launch party, and it was very exciting. I loved everything. I love the new logos too with the chevrons. It's very cool.
I think it's adorable, if you want to say that, but I was there too. And honestly, again, I had the chills. It just shows, you know, LaSalle is great, and
it's a community. That's what I really felt at the launch party.
And you know, there's more to come, which is going to benefit, you know, the school in the future. And I can't wait to see it. I'm very happy.
Explorers are absolutely never lost.
They are not. But as the presidential election continues to heat up, so is the talk on campus. Student Government Association President Beckett Woodsworth sits down with Corey Meredith to discuss the election and the millennial role.
Hello, I'm Corey Meredith, and today I'm joined with Student Government Association President Beckett Woodworth. Beckett, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Corey. LTV is my favorite channel.
As it should be everyone's. So today we're going to discuss a pretty hot topic considering the elections coming up in November. So everyone's talking about the importance of voting, especially in this election. Why do you think that this election, especially amongst millennials, our age group, why do you think it's so vital to go out and vote?
This election, like all elections, are equally as important. Presidents especially hold tremendous power, and their power is increasing with every single term. And this year especially, whoever becomes president, Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, will choose the next Supreme Court justice. But I think it's being undertoned a little bit in this election cycle, especially with the holdout with Mitch McConnell and the Senate. This is going to be a very important election, and I think it's going to determine our nation's future.
And now we're recording this right before Michelle Obama comes to speak with the students tomorrow. She's going to be here. So her really campaigning for Hillary, it's no secret. And she's really trying to get especially us to vote. And especially she's coming to Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania is one of the few swing states. So what does that say about voting, but not only for just the large population or like the large millennials, but for people in this state?
I think it's a great opportunity to be in the state the way that our election process works. We do the Electoral College, so Pennsylvania is an extremely important state in this election. Personally, my permanent residence is in New Jersey, but I registered to vote in Pennsylvania this year because even though my main residence isn't here, I still temporarily live here at LaSalle. So I was able to switch registration, and I can't wait to be a part of the Electoral College and making my vote count even more.
Do you encourage other people to do the same as you if they don't actually reside in the state they're living in during the summer months, but they reside here during the school months?
It's a personal choice. Personally, I'm here 9 months out of the year. I don't see why I can't be considered a permanent resident or have a say in Pennsylvania politics or state government. Pennsylvania is a second home, and I can vote. I should be able to vote here, but are you registered to vote in Pennsylvania?
I am, actually, but that's besides the point. But I also live in New Jersey. So what is LaSalle doing as a college campus to reach out and really encourage their students to vote?
Well, I think there are many different groups who come on campus that are unaffiliated with LaSalle. And it's really interesting because I guess for me, this being my first presidential election, and I guess the first one I've experienced at LaSalle, it's interesting to see all these people coming to campus or even around the city to try to get other people registered or vote for whatever party they want. I was down at Drexel the other day going to get coffee, and I saw people from Yale College Law School coming down to register people to vote. So I guess from them being in Connecticut, they wanted to have more of an impact in the swing state.
Yeah, that's great. And I think that also, like I said, with Michelle Obama coming here tomorrow, we're previously recording, like I said, I think that's another way that LaSalle is trying to really encourage their students to get out there and do make a change. And with Hillary coming to Temple, do you think Trump is lacking in that area?
Yeah, I haven't really heard of him or any other surrogates coming. I think Trump is at a great disadvantage because the party's not behind him. And that, I think, especially hurts him because Michelle Obama, for example, can come to LaSalle, and Hillary doesn't have to be in all different places at once. But for now, it just seems like Trump's campaigning by himself.
Yeah, it makes it tough. But also with the debate happening last night, it was supposed to be like a really, really close race. I mean, it's still going to be a really close race. But she was only up by about 2 points in the large scope of things. So what do you think, like, how close is this race actually going to be? She got a large percent last night, but what do you think it's going to entail?
I'm really interested to see the poll numbers, especially after the first debate, because the first debate is the most watched. And I think that was very important. Personally, I thought Hillary did a great job. I thought Trump in the beginning did very well, but much later he started to stumble. At the beginning he seemed very stoic and presidential, but quickly that ruse kind of faded. But I think that in the coming weeks, with new poll numbers, if really people do believe that Hillary won the debate, I think we'll know the winner ahead of time.
Do you think third-party candidates have a chance at this point?
Unfortunately, no. I would like to see a third-party candidate do well, but at this point, Gary Johnson's only polling like 7%. And after his last gaffe with being unable to name the most important city in Syria on live TV, just
kind of flew under the radar after that, yeah. Now, I know this is an unfair question. It's going to be the last one, but who do you predict is going to be the next president?
Well, right now I'm going by betting odds. It's illegal to bet on presidential elections in the United States, unfortunately. But betting odds right now show that there's a 53% chance that Hillary Clinton will win. So I'm going to go with that.
All right, well, I guess we'll find out come November. Again, thank you for joining us.
Cool.
And we're going to send it back to you guys at the desk. Thank you.
More students here at LaSalle are trying to make a statement on how important it is to go out and vote this election year. On Wednesday, September 21st, a panel was held in the Holroyd Atrium called Why Am I Voting? President Colleen Hanich was there to give an introduction about the panel while also applauding those 4 brave student panelists for speaking up about what they think is right. Each student got the opportunity to speak about their opinions on the election, why they're going out to vote, and the importance of getting out to the voting booths.
Take out those pants, suits, and ties that are back of your closet and wipe the dust off them, because LaSalle University is putting on a professional clothing drive in order to help local income job seekers acquire jobs and build professional careers with the help of some sophisticated attire. September 19th to October 25th, LaSalle will be collecting gently worn professional clothing to benefit men and women for the interviews, as well as other professional career settings. These professional clothes can be dropped off at the Communication Center Lounge on South Campus, the Multicultural and International Center on Main Campus, and the LaSalle School of Business building at the Dean Suite on West Campus.
As fall weather starts to head our way, that means it's time for the Community Health Fair to roll on in. On Saturday, October 8th, rain or shine, LaSalle's community building team will be holding their 5th annual health fair at the shops at LaSalle if there is no rain. It will be held at the Belfield Recreation Center if rain does occur that day. The fair will go on from noon till 3 p.m. as the community comes together and helps promote the importance of a healthy and strong lifestyle. There will be something for everyone, no matter their age, at the fair, like health screenings, free healthy snacks, massage and meditation, Zumba, face paint, student performances, and much more.
LaSalle hosted their 2nd consecutive Fair Trade Fair, which brought many students to head out to the walkway of the library. Check it out. Hello, I'm reporter Cali Montana, and today I'm at the Fair Trade Fair, and there are plenty of vendors, so you should check it out.
On Thursday, September 15th, LaSalle hosted their 2nd annual Fair Trade Fair outside the Colony Library. They had a few vendors that students could browse around and even end up purchasing items. It also gave the students the opportunity to get a little lesson on how they could make smarter choices when they purchase an item. Another big point of the fair was to help promote the idea that people should think ethically before they end up making a purchase. It also emphasized the idea that people should be paid fairly for the product they are making. I was able to hear from two of the vendors at the event, and this is what they had to say.
LaSalle Dining was invited to participate in the Fair Trade Fair to educate students about our role in the fair trade movement. So we're here passing out Java City Fair Trade coffee samples that we serve in the School of Business in all of our locations, and then Fair Trade bananas that we serve in the dining halls from Costa Rica.
First of all, I've been trading out of Guatemala for 40 years, way before fair trade became popular, and I was working with small cottage industries and collecting traditional fabrics and turning them into a more sellable product.
The Fair Trade Fair ended up being a hit. For LTV News, I'm reporter Cali Montana.
It's time to take our first commercial break, but when we come back, we will give you an inside look at the special event that helps raise money for cancer charities.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Philadelphia Fashion Week recently celebrated its 10-year anniversary. The biannual event took place between September 19th and the 24th. The week began with a swimwear and intimates pool party featuring local boutiques, the Hope Chest and LA Style. Next, a style gala starting 9th Street business called Lily Designs by Latasha. Emerging Philly designers also got the chance to participate in the festives by having their pieces featured in the Macy's Fall Fashion Show. The developing designers are students in Macy's Center City, Philadelphia Designers in Residence program. Philly Fashion Week concluded with runway 1 and 2 each runway, exhibited works of 10 local and national designers.
Dog lovers will be happy to hear that Warminster will be hosting its 15th annual Paws for Life Dog Walk. The event will be held this Saturday, October 1st, at the Warminster Community Park from 9 a.m. to noon. Participants and their dogs will have access to tons of entertainment, including a dog contest. Local celebrity judges will be on hand to decide which dog has the best costume, which is the sloppiest kisser, and plenty of other categories. All the proceeds from the event will benefit the Delaware Valley chapter of the Gilda's Club, a nonprofit that provides support for cancer patients and their families.
As October is right around the corner, that means it's the start of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Check out the BBQ and see how they support this cause in a unique way. Hello, I'm LTV News reporter Cali Montana, and today I am at the 4th annual BBQ event. Come check it out.
On Saturday, September 17th, the VE Club held their 4th annual BBQ event. Tons of people ranging from all different ages came out to help support and raise money for many different cancer charities. Some were the Cancer Support Community of Philadelphia, Rosenfield Cancer Center at Abington Hospital, as well as many other organizations fighting against the terrible disease that we call cancer. The barbecue was not missing a thing. They had everything possible, like tons of food, raffles, entertainment, vendors, crafters, a kids zone, and most importantly, the big barbecue competition showdown. Even with all the fun going on throughout the day, I was able to speak with people to get a better understanding about who they are and their role with the different organizations they are part of.
I guess add up the total amount of awesomeness that everybody brings to this thing and be able to give it to people who truly need it.
We are one of the beneficiaries of today's event, and we have a program of free support for anybody living with a cancer diagnosis and their family at 5 different locations across the Philadelphia area.
The BBQ turned out to be a huge success. For LTV News, I'm reporter Cali Montana.
The Philadelphia Eagles had a convincing 34-3 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. The Eagles had a quick start to the game, scoring on the first drive by a field goal kick. The Steelers missed an opportunity for a touchdown after Marcus Wheeler dropped the pass, and the field goal kick was blocked. Carson Wentz, the new rookie quarterback for the Eagles, threw 301 yards for 2 touchdowns. Wentz is now the first rookie in the NFL without an interception in the first 100 yards of his NFL career. This win for the Eagles extends their undefeated streak to 3 games, after beating the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears for their first 2 games.
Coming up after this last commercial break, we will take a closer look at a big scandal regarding Wells Fargo.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
World, as we had to say goodbye to 24-year-old Jose Fernandez, and the teleprompter needs to move, and 87-year-old Arnold Palmer. Fernandez was a pitcher for the Miami Marlins and just found out he was having a baby. He was killed in a boating accident early Sunday morning along with 2 other young men who were his close friends of his. Palmer was a golf legend and passed away Sunday evening while awaiting cardiac surgery. Both players will be terribly missed, and our thoughts and prayers are with the families as they go through this tough loss.
The first lawsuit against Wells Fargo was filed this past week following the revelation that the bank had collected fees illegally through millions of unauthorized accounts. The class action lawsuit accuses Wells Fargo of privacy invasion fraud, negligence, and breach of contract. The bank was discovered to have been opening millions of fake credit card accounts for customers over the past 5 years. The accounts allowed Wells Fargo to earn fees from unsuspecting customers and inflate sales figures. According to the lawsuit, the bank averaged 6 accounts per customer, but was pushing for an average of 8, forcing managers and bankers to engage in the scam. Wells Fargo has announced that it has fired 5,300 employees related to the scandal already and has agreed to pay $185 million in fines and $5 million in customer refunds. The Department of Justice has opened its own investigation as the situation continues to develop.
Well, that just about does it for the episode, but be sure to find us on the web as well as the rest of LaSalle TV on Facebook page. We love to hear from your thoughts, so tweet at us using our Twitter handle and start the conversation.
If you missed the scoop and want to see it, you can find episodes on our YouTube channel on our LaSalle TV Philly page.
Until next time, for Callie, Dave, Corey, Madison, Steve, and the entire crew, I'm Kiersten McDonald. Thanks for watching LTV News, where the action never stops.